Right, I'm now getting ready to fit the inner gearbox cover to the main casing. We put all the gears in and now we just put the inner cover on and we have to index the gears. Indexing simply means that this cog here and this the end of the quadrant here, the butterfly quadrant, that the teeth are engaged in the right place, otherwise the gears won't change properly. So what I've done is I've made sure that the cam plate, that we're now in first gear by rotating the cam plate round to the first gear position. I've put the cam plate plunger in fully now. I've put some thread lock on the threads to try and help it stop leaking oil, which seems to work. And I've put the drain plug back in, again with some thread lock, new washers. They've both got new washers on, but the actual small little level plug I've taken out because obviously we need it for filling. You can probably just see in there, that's the tube sticking out, that's a level tube, and when obviously the oil reaches the top it starts dripping down the tube, you know the gearbox is full. Okay, so I've also put well seal around the lip, and I've oiled the bearings and the thrust washer. So all I'm going to do now is just put that casing on and I'll show you how to index the gears, which is actually very simple. Right, so I've got the inner casing, and obviously it slides on these two bolts. There it's going on. Okay, gearbox shaft wants to come out at the moment, it does. There we go. And then until we get till virtually fully home, and when the gearbox is virtually fully home, it's about, you know, 1/8 of an inch. So this is still, that's moving, it's not engaged yet, and we have to just put it in the right place so that it engages with the right teeth. Now that is fully down, and basically the correct engagement position is just off fully down, and it's the top of this tooth here should line up with the center of the gear lever bush. Okay, so it's just off fully up. Okay, there is a special tool that I've got for doing that, and I'll show you later on, but you don't really need it. Okay, so I'll just move it off, and then hopefully, there you go, and then it goes in. I know it's right because there's a little bit of play. The teeth are engaged, and the top of that tooth is in line with the gear lever bush. The confusion is, as I know very much to my cost, is in the manual it says line up the second tooth with the centre of the gearbox bush, gear lever bush. But of course, to my mind, that is the second tooth, that's the first tooth. But no, the manual, they take that to be a tooth, even though it's clearly not a tooth. So that's where the confusion arises, and I've indexed it completely wrongly the first couple of times I did it, because I was indexing it to that top of that tooth, so the gears won't change. So it is the top of the first tooth, or second tooth according to the manual, in line with the bush. I do have this wonderful special tool here, which is an indexing tool, and this goes in the gear lever bush. That goes in this mounting hole here. Can we see that on the video? I think we can. And this pointer goes in there to tell you that it is correctly indexed. And there we go. Yeah. And you might not see this, but that pointer is slotting in between those two teeth. Okay. And so what you'd normally do is you would actually fit this indexer and then push the thing in, but you really don't need it. But it's a great little tool to have. It won't work with the Rocket 3 because the gearbox housing is very slightly different, and this hole there isn't there, so for that spigot. Okay, this is a special one that I've got from Phil Pick, and it's got different different bushes for different spigots for different size bushes. This is a T150, but the T160 actually has a very thin spigot, and so what you do is you can change the spigots on this tool, and that one will fit the T160. As I say, that's done, and all I'm going to do now is tighten up the 4 bolts that go in, and the inner cover is fitted. One little thing I will do, the bolt there and the bolt under there, they go right through into the gearbox, and so I'll put a little bit of thread seal Loctite on those as well to stop the chance of any oil coming down. Now actually, of course, I don't need one in there, what am I talking about, but I do need one in the bottom one, because of course that one just exits into the casing, no problem, but this one is outside. So I'll put some thread seal on it, Loctite on it, just to stop the chance of any oil coming down that bolt and leaking out. Right, so putting the Kickstart ratchet and the nut back on the main gearbox main shaft. So we've got the washer, spring, sleeve, ratchet, and the pull, new tab washer, and then I've got some medium strength thread lock. So I'm not going to spare, stint on, and then the nut. Magic spanner. Right, I've got the chain back on the other side, locked the chain as before. Right, I've re-spragged the chain, and now I'm going to try and torque it up to between 40 and 45 pounds. Oh, come on, come on. There we go. Whew, I didn't think it was going to go for a minute. So that's torqued up. We're going to obviously put the tabs over on the nut, and then we're ready to put the outer cover on. Right, getting ready to fit the outer cover now. I just wanted to go through this with you. So this is a plate that covers the plungers on the gear change, and there's 4 nuts that comes off. And what makes a massive difference to a sloppy gear change is changing these 2 springs which hold the gear lever nice and tight. It's amazing. I changed them on mine. It was a fantastic transformation. Also, these plungers, just check that they're not damaged, and also worth replacing these plunger springs underneath, because that can make a massive difference. And then the actual plate itself that the plungers run on, this edge here, just check for any damage on this edge that the plungers run on. Okay, they've all been replaced on mine, so I know they're okay, but it made a massive difference to a much more solid, accurate gear change on mine. And then that just screws back on there. And then the Kickstart, just take the lever off and this will just pull out. I'm not going to bother do it on mine. The oil seal behind there, oil seal on the on the gear change shaft, or if it, any leaks, and change them now. But apart from that, in my case, I know they're all okay, so we'll just leave as is. Right, so I've wound the Kickstart round one turn on the spring, and I'm hoping it doesn't ping off, so that I can hold that on the lever. And with any luck, we can just slide the thing on. Come on, colour. This way, there. We've got the Kickstart tension. Great. I'm going to put the I'll put the screws in, and then I'll go through the gearbox and check everything's working. Okay, just a word on gearbox screws. Well, on casing screws generally. I know some people are even more OCD than I am, and then when they remove these screws, they put them in order in a piece of card so they know which screw goes in which hole, which is admirable. What I do is I've got all the screws of different lengths, and I simply insert them and make sure that they're all about sticking out the same amount, so I know I've got the right screw in the right hole. For instance, unexpectedly, you've got a very, very long one there and a very, very short one there. Okay, but that's what I do. I take them out, and then when I put them back in, I can see before I start screwing them in, put them all in, make sure they're all protruding the right amount, so I know they're in the right hole. Right, that all seems to be okay. I've run through the gears as best I can, just by moving the wheel, but it's virtually impossible to do it, because really you want the gearbox main shaft moving separately to the rear wheel, which of course you can't do without the chain case on. But I'm pretty happy. I honestly won't know if everything's okay until it's back on the road, but I'm pretty happy. So last couple of things I'm going to do, I'm going to cut down the gaskets just to make it nice and neat. Take out the filler plug, refill the gearbox full of oil so that it dribbles out of the level, and then screw the level plug back in, and then bolt the engine plate back on here with the footrest on, and then this side will be completed. And there we are, gearbox all buttoned back up and all sorted, and hopefully problems gone. Well, fingers crossed anyway, but yeah, all back together, all sorted, and so then we'll start putting the primary chain case back together and have a look at the clutch at the same time.